In Franklin County, we have 11-member planning and zoning committee. They're appointed, they're volunteer, and they represent you in your township. So each of those 11 positions represent a different township. And it's important for you to know who that person is because that's your input into zoning code changes that could impact you and your neighbors right where you live. You can find a list of those people on the Franklin County website, and that's www.franklinmo.org. And you look under a tab at the upper right, you pull that down, it'll show you all the offices and departments. And under that, you hit the tab for planning and zoning. And within that page, you will find the list of those 11 individuals who are serving currently, and anytime those positions are vacant or they're open positions, and you can actually apply for one of those positions if that's something you would like to do. But that's the point at which the public has the greatest amount of impact on zoning changes is directly with your member on planning and zoning committee, that appointed position. And as we said before, the 3 county commissioners are the elected officials that appoint the planning and zoning committee members. And currently in Franklin County, the 3 members are the presiding commissioner, which is over the entire county. That's Dave Schatz. He came from Jeff City. He was an elected senator, and he was appointed by Governor Kehoe to replace Tim Brinker, who resigned, I believe, last year. So he's only been in that position a short time, and he actually has to run for that seat this fall. So you have the opportunity to vote for him or to vote him out and vote someone else in his position. And he is strongly pro-data center. I have no doubt, and most people have no doubt, that he will vote for the zoning code changes. The first district commissioner, who is for the eastern part of the county where the 2 proposed sites are located, is Paul Overschmidt. And I believe he's from Washington, Missouri. And there are some concerns that he may need to recuse, but that's the representative for the first district commissioner on the seat on the county commission. The second district commissioner is Ken Cox. All 3 of those individuals can be contacted by email at the Franklin County Commission. It's their name at franklinmo.org. Again, you can find that information on the website, which is www.franklinmo.org. And we do encourage people to be sending information, their opinions, and trying to be in contact with the 3 county commissioners right now, because they have not yet made their decision and they have not yet had their hearing. Many of us have been sending information to our county planning and zoning commissioners via planning and zoning, and we're being told that they can add that information to the docket, but that the planning and zoning commissioners will not be looking at that because the hearings have been closed. So that's a clue to us that the next meeting they are going to vote. And we are encouraging people to be at that meeting. We think it will be on April 21st, which is a Tuesday evening at 7:00. But we're not quite certain because they can set a hearing at any point 14 days before the day that they want to meet. And it's likely that they will do it as soon as they can and at a location that they can accommodate a lot of people, because the last hearing had 1,000 people attend. So we are encouraging folks to get connected with the 2 organizations that are working on data centers in the county, and that's our organization, Franklin County Rural Coalition, and the Pacific Root Coalition, which is out of Pacific, Missouri, where they're threatened by a data center very close to the city and the potential of their own city zoning committee annexing a site outside of the city to allow it to be under their own zoning law. So it's a little complicated there. So they have their own group and their own set of attorneys, and they're protecting their community. So if you're closer to Pacific or live in Pacific, definitely be following the Pacific Root Coalition. And if you're in unincorporated Franklin County Rural Coalition would be an excellent home for you. I belong to both organizations. I follow both organizations' Facebook pages, and they both have websites as well. You just need to Google those organizations' names and you'll find all their contact information. Another really helpful thing is on both sites, there's something called a link tree, which I learned about just a month ago. But that's a way that you can post documents all to one link under a QR code. So if you'll see anything that we give out at events, like little flyers, there'll be a QR code, and you hover your phone over that, and it will take you to that page that lists like 10, 15 documents that you can read through. And once you do that, you're pretty much up to speed with what we know about the issue. So we're encouraging people to get connected with our two organizations, to be empowered as citizens to participate in this process. These individuals represent us. They represent our values and our concerns, especially about how we want the communities developed around where we live. And so you need to be giving input